Hey everybody, just going to go over some new paints I got from the Hobby Lobby. It is the Art Philosophy by Prima Marketing Watercolor Confection Odyssey set. I've swatched these out. They're really pretty colors. I've used them some. I got these for about $17 because I used my 40% off coupon. There is a white in it, so not only do you get these vibrant colors, you can mix the white with each color and turn it into a pastel set. So I think it's a really versatile set to have. And I am going to use this Princeton number 8 round, a water brush, a mechanical pencil, an eraser, and this paint set. And these are Strathmore watercolor cards. So I just, pre-drew my little sketch. And now I'm mixing my blue for my sky. I decided to do a wet on wet on the sky just because I think it dries prettier and uneven and just makes a more hazy sky look. I wetted my paper. I went around my flower. I didn't do it precise. I just kind of messily put it on because I knew I would be applying layers over it. So, and I was just having fun, just basically enjoying a hot, lazy Sunday afternoon. Okay, so I'm applying my blue that went on here. I thought the colors went on nice. I thought this blue was a really pretty blue for the sky. I would say it's like a ultramarine type blue. And I hit it with the blow dryer so it would set so I could start immediately on to my flower. And I decided to do the green first. And I thought that Jamaica color was just a little bit too of a dark green, so I took some brown and mixed in it, and then I thought, well, that turned it too much of a hunter green, so then I added a little of that Inca yellow to it to brighten it up a little bit. So then I took and just started painting in my leaves or my stems, and then my leaves. And I found these paints to go on pretty good. As long as I kept a wet edge, it didn't get real streaky or anything. That's one thing you always want to do is if you're painting like this is to always keep a wet edge so they can blend in. Here I am, touching a little bit of that Jamaica on its own into the corner to just add a little dark, see how it was going to blend. And I did another mix. I didn't like it as well. I mixed some more brown into it and went around the edges. And for a little shadow color, went along the side of the stem. And these cards or these paintings, they just seem to go through like an ugly phase before I get to the point where I like them. So as I'm using these paints, I'm noticing that they're kind of getting like a grainy, sandy texture on the top. I'm using a fairly good brush here, but I think in the future I'll just probably use a water brush with them so as not to tear up my good watercolor brushes, because they did get, especially that yellow, just got a real sandy texture to them. But I thought these were a really fun set to work with. I thought that, up here I'm doing the back of the sunflower leaves, kind of like the part that holds the flower itself up. But this flower's kind of got its head down, protected from the sun, because it's been so hot. There you can see where I had some little bit of dry edge and a little bit of a puddle, so I'm taking a thirsty brush and sucking that up, or else I would have had a cauliflower. So just continue mixing until I get the color I want for the leaves. I'm just messily doing it here. I'm not by any means, I'm just having a good time painting. So okay, now I'm going to start on the petals, and I'm just using the yellow on its own. Which I think is a really pretty color for some flower petals. I'm going to do something a little bit different for the center. I seen it on the front of the box where I had a sunflower with the dark in the center being a purple out of the set, and I thought it was really interesting and pretty, so I thought, well, I'll try that too. I'm going every other leaf there I am sucking up the puddles so I don't get any back runs. But anyway, the purple in the center was a very interesting and pretty way to do the sunflower. So I'm doing every other leaf because I thought, well, I don't want it to run. That's the way I was taught to do watercolor. If something's still wet, to go every other petal. But then I thought, well, they're all yellow, so, you know, I ended up just going ahead and painting. There, I'm checking to see if it's dry. I did hit it with a heat tool, but, you know, it turned out okay. I didn't have any runs into each other, and it turned out to be to where it kind of just looked like a shadow if I overlapped. All right. I did lose some footage later on. This is, okay, now these are dry, so I'm going to go in with some purple, I believe. Or no, maybe I'm doing the petals. Oh, yeah. This is a Menta brush, and it is I think it's a synthetic squirrel. It was not very expensive at all. It's by Royal and Langnickel. It's a small, but it covers a big area, holds a lot of water and a lot of paint. So I just took that and I just, you know, did one stroke over each one, kind of glazed over, and then took the other end and scored some veins into the petals just to see how it would do. And I think it was a little bit too dry, so I added some more water to that one, or more paint, and then scored again. But see, instead of the paint going down in it, it was kind of stripping the paint away. So, and you can see some granulation in these paints with that yellow, but that yellow is just really sandy. So it's definitely not a professional watercolor. I don't even would say it wouldn't even be student watercolor. It's definitely crafter. So here I'm going to take that big brush and I'm going to go over those leaves again. And those leaves back there. All right. So now, what are we going to do next? I should have took this big brush and did the sky. It would have covered it a lot quicker. You know, because it really holds a lot of water. I wouldn't say, if I had to guess the size, it would be probably a number 12 or 14, but it says SM, and I think you can get these at Michael's or Hobby Lobby. Now I'm taking some of that yellow and mixing it with, yeah, so you can see me rubbing that paint, and even some of that grainy texture came off onto the brush, and it just looks like sand or salt in it. You know, it's, you know, not something I would recommend using good brushes with. So I've decided I'm not going to use my good brushes with these Prima marketing set. In fact, I think I would use an acrylic brush. So now I'm just kind of putting some different color into the leaves and kind of bringing it down and shading it out, and just trying to give it a little dimension. Just playing. I was looking at this picture finished the other day or last night, and I noticed that I would take that petal in the upper left and bring it down in a different direction and maybe add another petal behind there. So I can definitely see my errors. I mixed this color with the Dubai color. I mixed that green, and I got a real dark, you know, so keep that in mind, and always test your colors on paper before you put them on your picture. So, you know, now I'm adding some darker to give it some dimension into those leaves on the stem and in the leaves below. You know, the more I add to it, the better it looks. So I probably spent about an hour on this picture. Now I'm going to go for the center, and I'm going to get this purple and just go around and add some dark. I like doing the center with purple. I thought it was really complimentary and pretty. Purple is the complementary color of yellow, so it was just made the flower real interesting. So I was really pleased with the look of this picture after it came out, even though I had that leaf or one of those petals kind of off. Now I'm just going around the edges and defining my petals a little bit more. Just putting some dark around the back of the leaf, back of the petals. See, I think I would have took that differently. But hey, we learn. If we don't make a perfect picture, at least we learn from it. So I have learned, and I think I would have got my pencil sketch a little bit, I would have critiqued it a little bit more. Now I'm adding some of that Budapest color onto the petals to put a darker in there to make it look like the sunflower seeds. And here pretty soon, I think we're going to be losing a part of the footage. So I'm putting some more darks at the areas where I think that there should be some shadow. Okay, so I finished this. I lost some footage because I had a phone call, but I finished this card, and all in all, you know, these are definitely by any means professional paints, but I think I still got a pretty picture out of it. So I would recommend these paints. They are going to wear down fast. This is the Odyssey set from, I picked it up at Hobby Lobby with 40% off coupon. And if anything, you've got a good 10, but I think it can get you, it's by Prima Marketing. I think you can get a lot of pretty pictures out of it for cards. You can buy these watercolor cards. I'll link everything below in the description below. You can get these off of Amazon too. Probably for about $17. So I think it's tit for tat there. I swatched them out. I love the colors. They mix well. Like I said, they have a little bit of a grainy, chalky texture on front, but you know what, mix them with this white, I can get some pretty pastel colors. I'm just using the back of this. You know, you can get some pretty pastel vintage green. You can get, let's try it with the lavender, with the purple. You can get a pretty lavender. Oh yeah. The more white you do, the paler you can get. I think this is an excellent set just to play with. Yes, look at that. Isn't that pretty? So I think that this is a nice set to work with, doing cards. Let's see if we can get a pretty pink color. Let's add some of this. Oh yeah. Vintage mauve color. I really like it, you know, and I'll continue to use it. Lighten that pink up. You could get some pretty colors for some florals. So I recommend this set. I'll continue to use it. So, oh, let's look at this orange. We could get this orange and bring it over here. And then let's get that off. Oh, look. It just looks like a dreamsicle. So pretty. So pretty. You could get it lighter and lighter as you go on. It's a really pretty peach. Oh, yeah. I love this set. I would use it. I'll continue to use it. I recommend it. I like it better than the tropical set, so If you like these kind of videos and reviewing different things from craft stores and Amazon, then give me a thumbs up, subscribe to this channel, and like I said, this is what I made today. And I really enjoyed making this card. I wasn't stressed about doing anything. I just seen where it was going. So I went through a little bit of an ugly phase, but it got better. So, thanks for watching.